All right. Is it recording this time?
It's recording now, so there's
take 76.
Half an hour we're not getting back of our
Right.
lives.
Well, I suppose it'll go on the reel, won't it? At the end?
It's going to have to.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode on the Hornet SP. Back here at SqualkerBikes. Today we've got a good little video, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. If anything, it's just going to make me more confident on the bike.
Yeah, well, that's what we hope, don't we? Obviously, as you know, the mods have been coming thick and fast. We're getting the bike aesthetically looking where we want, but now it's time to start focusing on the fundamentals in it.
Yeah, now I'm riding it, I'm starting to notice there's a few little niggles with it where we can improve.
So today we're here at MS Race Development in Teesside. We're going to go see a really nice chap called Mick. We'll introduce you to him in a minute. And Mick is going to fettle with your knobs, isn't he? Yeah, well, he's going to set up the suspension for us. So let's get the intro out the way. Should we get this inside, mate? Because it's freezing out here.
It is a bit nippy. It is a bit nippy.
We'll get inside. We'll get this inside, are we? And
door open.
We'll get Mick sorted.
Right, let's have a look at this.
So we are here at MS Race Development in Teesside. Big thanks to Mick for coming out over the Easter break to help us out with this. I've known Mick for a few years, but I'll let Mick introduce himself and explain his background. He's probably used to a camera a little bit more than I am. And he can explain to us what a suspension setup's all about. So Mick, would you like to tell everyone who you are and what you do?
Yeah, my name's Mick Shanley. I have company here, MS Race Development. I run this alongside my normal job, where I actually work as technical director for the Petronas MIE Racing Honda World Superbike team. So I've worked in World Superbike and MotoGP, British Superbike for a number of years now, and decided to set up this place alongside. So in between my races, you can find me back here, sorting out suspension and other work for customers.
Building some really cool bikes. So yeah, so I think he knows his way around the Honda Hornet. Don't you, mate?
Certainly do.
We hope so.
We'll see.
Mick was obviously gracious enough to offer his services when we reached out for a local suspension specialist to help us try and get Michael's bike set up. Mick also was good enough to help spec my own forks and suspension and build them all up on my MT10 project. And generally, he's just a whiz at all this stuff. So you always want to use a suspension specialist where you can, because you can get it really messed up really quickly, can't you, mate?
It's a little bit, can get a little bit complicated, a little bit confusing if you're not sure what it is you're looking for. But yeah, take your time step by step and can work your way through it. And
obviously, I wouldn't say I know anything about suspension, but Michael knows even less. So we thought this was a good opportunity. Mick runs some workshops alongside, obviously, the work that he does in here. Explain what the fundamentals of suspension are and how to rebuild forks. He's an approved K-Tech dealer, along with some other manufacturers and that. So we thought it'd be a good opportunity for Michael to come down and learn a little bit about the fundamentals of his suspension. We can give him some advice about what's happening while he's out on the road and how we can translate that to Mick, so Mick can make future adjustments for him to try and get it set up. So we're not going to mess about. Obviously, you're not here to hear us warbling on. We're going to get the bike set up, and Mick's going to talk Michael through what it is, take some basic settings, adjust through it, and then we'll see what Mick's thoughts are when it's all said and done.
So what's the main thing that you're feeling with it at the minute?
So when you go into a corner, it's diving.
It's got a lot of dive.
And I feel that I can feel the back end coming. Like my bum's not coming out the seat. It feels like the seat's coming with me. Like that. And then a lot of springiness on the seat as well when I'm going over the top of the nose.
Just like
it's not harsh.
Wallowy.
It's not shocking. Like, and same with the front. The front feels stiff when you're riding, and you get some jolts and things. You can go over a cattle grid and you can't feel the cattle grid. And then the rear, you don't feel anything through your bum. Like nothing. You can go over a bump and you won't feel it, but it bounces you. So, so like the shock's great, but it's bouncing.
Bouncing.
Yeah.
You don't have much feel for what's going on with the tyres at all.
No. I wouldn't know, if I'm being honest.
Right, it's just almost like suspension's working underneath you.
Yeah, it's honestly, apart from the seat being minging, I can't feel anything from my house.
When he means minging, he means it's got a firm seat.
Yeah. Accelerating, does it go where you want it to go, or do you feel like sometimes you accelerate and you're drifting wider?
Yeah, 100%. Like the wheels lifting, the front wheels lifting, and it's sort of like wallowing out, like going like that a bit.
Yeah. Okay. Corner entry, braking.
Yeah.
Do you trail braking a lot?
What's that?
Where you hold your brake
where
as
you
you're coming
hold
in.
your brake and turning at the same time.
Front brake, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't use the back brake as much as I should.
No, don't worry about it.
Yeah, so that's where I'm noticing the front diving in and then unsettling me.
When you're holding the brake, do you feel like the bike wants to stand up? Does it turn easier when you release the brake?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so you'll go in and then you release the brake and then
Yeah, and then I'm like, well, why didn't I just let go of the brake? Because the bike clearly could have done it.
Right. Okay. No problem. I'll have an idea what I need. So, or a bit of an idea what I think I'll see.
Well, there's a good 60% of it's probably down to me riding, like my riding ability.
But the thing is, if the bike's not set up for you, we'll see. We'll let you have a ride after and see what you think. But again, a lot of people come with like new bikes, do the ride in, ride out setup, and then they go out and go, fucking hell, I never knew my bike should feel like that.
Right, no.
So
sort of
hopefully. It doesn't sit too bad statically for a road bike, it's not too bad. But when you sit on it, you're definitely using a bit too much travel in it. I can tell with like your static sag compared to your rider sag, it will give an indication as to whether your springs are too hard or too soft.
Right.
So really, you're about 12mm static sag.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad really for a road bike. With a track bike, we'd go for less static sag. So to alter your static sag, we'd play about with preload to get that where we want it.
Right.
And again, one of the things that you could really do with doing is doing maybe an advanced rider course, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's a difference between someone who can accelerate from point to point really quick, thinking they're a fast rider. The fast rider is the one that's smooth through everything he does.
Yeah.
And isn't fucking brakes, throttle, it's just carrying speed and momentum.
Yeah.
Right, just have a sit on that. I'll set this up a little bit on the stiff side for a start. Let you have a ride on it, make sure it's not too much. Alright, spot on.
Right, so we're back in. I've took the bike for a little ride after it's been set up there. It felt a bit stiffer, but also a lot more agile. Want to get a lot more miles on it to see what it's like. But what did you do to it to get it like that?
When first sort of check the production settings, let's say, take the sag measurement, static sag and rider sag. And it was pretty obvious also with bouncing on the suspension.
Yeah.
The front was quite underdamped. It felt quite soggy.
Yeah.
But with the sag figures as well, for me, it was quite deep. So checking the rear as well. The rear for me again was a little bit too soft. For a guy sort of your size, your weight.
You can say it, yeah.
You know.
A fatty, easy
yeah, cheese beef, yeah.
I can say it, I'm fat as well.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of these bikes are sort of built for a 70, 80 kilo rider, so
yeah,
we've got to adapt.
It did feel like it was
that.
bouncing, so yeah.
But I obviously don't want to put them thoughts into your mind when I take the measurements. So, you know, I get a lot of people at times saying, "Oh, bike's way too hard."
Yeah.
I'll measure it and go, "No, I think it's soft," and I'll make it stiffer, and oh yeah, it's loads better. So. Put the kind of sag figures into it that I thought would be all right for you and your riding level and experience.
Yeah.
Rear's maybe a little bit on the stiff side, but I want you to get some mileage just to have a try.
Yeah.
It's just quite a big change from what you had before.
That would be.
Damping wise, actually opened the damping up a little bit on the shock. It was a little bit stiff, certainly on compression side. So. And with the front, put more damping in it to give it some control. So you could even tell in here before you went out when I was bouncing it,
definitely.
it didn't look as And
but you feel it on just on that little 2-minute ride there. You could just feel it.
Yeah,
like it wasn't diving as much under the brakes. Wasn't lifting when you were accelerating. Just felt completely different bike, to be honest.
It relate a little bit to, you know, like what you said when you were riding, you couldn't feel any bumps, and sometimes it
like on a cloud. That's how it felt.
That's it. You can have suspension that's working a little bit too good, a little bit too free, because as a rider you need feeling. You need to understand what's happening on the tyre to the road. But if your hands are on the bars and they're there, and your front wheel's doing that, and you can't feel anything, you've got no idea. So you need a little bit of reaction coming through to your hands so you can actually sense what's happening at the tyre. Yeah. Obviously, without it being harsh.
Confidence will come in there as well,
but then you'll build confidence and you'll learn more about what's happening.
Right, guys, thanks for watching. Thank you for your time today. Anyone's got any needs for MS race development and Teesside, get yourselves down here, get your bike set up. Brilliant service, quick. Really informative, and I can't thank you enough. All those people out there, 6,500 of you who aren't subscribing, you're watching every week, really appreciate it. Really appreciate it a little bit more. You just press that subscribe button, mean a lot of me and beef.
Yeah, it doesn't cost them nothing, does it, mate?
It doesn't.
Can't see why they're not clicking.
It's a free service that we're doing.
It's a free service.
It's a free service until we get the OnlyFans going. So thank you for now. Keep on watching, and thanks.